Sierra has all the best active and outdoor brands you need. From athletic stuff, like a full court pickup game, swish, to athlete-ish stuff, like a half-mile stroll. Get those steps in. And for morning hikes up the mountain trail, good pace. To nighttime ghost stories from the camping chair. What a twist. Whatever level of active, Sierra loves it all. Head to Sierra or Sierra.com for the brands you want at the prices that let you do it all. From athletic to athlete-ish, Sierra's got it.
Planning a wedding shouldn't feel overwhelming. The Knot brings everything together in one place. Vendors who get your vibe, a custom planning checklist, guest list tools, and a free wedding website that syncs with it all. So instead of juggling a dozen apps and spreadsheets, you can actually enjoy getting married. Get started at theknot.com/audio. The Knot. Let's plan your wedding together.
We work hard to strike the right amount of intelligence and ignorance. The Last Show with David Cooper.
It is Vet Talk or Pet Talk. We are joined by Dr. Cliff Redford, a veterinarian, probably, definitely, for sure, to answer all the questions you, listener, have about your dog. Cliff, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me. I'm excited.
And perhaps my favorite listener of the show is the person who's paid to listen to the show because he's our technical producer. I feel like we should have you on the show more, Adam Karsh. Welcome in.
I would love to be on the show more.
In lieu of paying you cash, which we simply cannot afford, we're going to pay you in free veterinary advice, and that's why we're here. You've got a question about your lovely pooch, Ruben, that you want to ask Cliff.
I do have a question. Very quick disclaimer, just to give you some setup and context. We have a Maltipoo. He's almost 2 years old. His name is Ruben. He's a good boy. He's very sweet. He's very affectionate. He's very loving. He's very cuddly. He's very needy. He's a good boy. He's very smart too, by the way. Here's the however. He's extremely reactive and sometimes aggressive.
Oh.
And mostly towards me.
Because he loves you so much.
I'm certainly gentle, but we roughhouse. We play, we wrestle, I chase him around, he chases me around. Like, he's my buddy, but he's very reactive. And here's, I'll give you a very specific example.
Please.
Let's say we're sitting on the couch and I have a blanket on and he's cuddled up on me on the blanket. If I slightly move the blanket and maybe he's sort of half out of it, half sleeping, if I slightly move the blanket, he will attack me.
Okay.
And I don't mean a growl. I mean, he will bite me.
Like drawing blood or what?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, boy.
Now, he's only 10 pounds. He can't rip a limb off. But, I mean, he has definitely broken skin. And he snaps out of it as quickly as he's reactive.
Mm-hmm.
He snaps out of it, and then he gives you these, puppy dog eyes. What'd I do? Can I have a treat?
Yeah.
It's really hard sometimes, and it's really sad because he'll be the one to initiate a cuddle. He's the one who jumps up on the couch and sits on my lap. He wants the attention. He wants the affection. But if he gets in a certain way and he doesn't like what's going on, again, if I move the blanket or if I twist my body, he's like, don't move. And he will bite me.
Yep. So my disclaimer starting this off is, although I am a real for true veterinarian, almost, I think, likely.
I don't like this running gag.
Our treatment, our lessons, our training in behavior is very limited. However, I have dealt with one of my own dogs named Snuggles, a little Shih Tzu. And Snuggles bit one of my children, and like your dog, Snuggles was only 10-ish pounds. He didn't do any damage other than causing pain. I actually had a behaviorist come into my house, and I learned so much. And Snuggles did very, very well. So very quickly, because you understand time crunch in this segment, are there other scenarios other than on the couch, don't you dare move me, Dad, I am the king, that he snaps at you?
Yes.
Okay, quickly, give me some ideas.
He's very possessive, and
Okay.
maybe they go hand in hand with reactive. He's very possessive of some of his toys. If he gets a new treat, not his general food, but like if you give him a treat and if you walk by the blanket where he's...
So he guards
Oh,
his
okay.
food and
Okay.
his toys.
All right, so let's get to the important stuff here. So this isn't true reactivity. True reactivity is generally based out of fear and insecurity.
Okay.
He is not fearful, nor is he insecure. He is dominant over you. And people don't like to hear that. They don't like to think that their dog is sort of becoming the alpha, and that's not really a legit term. But the reality is you started this off talking about how intelligent he is. And
Very.
he's intelligent enough to realize that he can train you and dictate. So you had also said he likes to be cuddled. He likes to jump up on the couch and get on my lap. He likes to get me to rub his belly. Well, in all those situations, he has told you what to do and you've followed. And then as soon as you do something that he didn't tell you to do, he has the one sort of way of stopping you, and that's becoming violent and snapping at you. So this is something that, this is going to take some work because he also has the possessive issues. I would say take all of his toys away. Make sure he understands commands like sit.
I can see the look on Adam's face. He's like, I'm not taking my best friend's toys away.
If you love him, this is where I do the
do.
Jewish guilt, and I'm not even Jewish. If you love him,
Me and Adam are both Jews, and you're giving us Jewish guilt? I like it.
I know. Even
God
if
forbid.
you love him so much, you have to do this in order for him to be happy and healthy for the rest of his life. He's only 2 years old. Imagine when he's 10 and you have to put ear medication into his ear and he doesn't like it. If he's had
Right.
10 years of being in charge, you got a real problem. So take away all of his toys. He does not get fed until he sits, and he sits calmly. And if he jumps up or if he growls or something, you take his food away and you put it up somewhere where he can see it, but he can't reach it, which is not hard for a Maltipoo.
Right.
And later on, he's gonna eventually sort of, oh, okay, now I'm gonna sit.
It sounds like an animal behaviorist could also help, though. I mean, it's
Oh,
10 minutes of
100%.
radio advice is like, this is Cliff's best guess, and it
Yeah.
sounds like good advice, but it sounds like these problems could be corrected with a professional.
So here's what my behaviorist Vincent. Here's what Vincent had us do with our dog, and my dog, he claimed the couch as his for everybody but me. I was in charge, but I didn't realize he was being aggressive or dominant towards my children. So Vincent basically said, first of all, Ruben has to have a leash on. You need to put a 6, 7, 8 foot leash on him anytime he's in the house for the next 30 days. Because what you're going to do is anytime he's up on the couch, you're going to give him a command to come off. He's not going to listen at first. Well, then you can safely direct him off with the leash. And then you get him to sit, you look him in the eyes, and then you tell him to go up on the couch. And so he's going to be learning, okay, I'm only allowed on the couch when dad says so. But if I follow dad's commands, and everyone in the family should do this, I get sort of rewarded because I get on the couch. He also cannot dictate any of your behaviors. Does he, when you're sitting at the table, does he come up and rub against your leg so you then pet him with your foot? Adam's nodding his head, yes.
Mhm.
Pet him with your foot, or you lean down and you pet him. Well, he's basically told you to pet him.
Right.
So you cannot do that anymore, at least for the next 30 days. So if he comes and says, pet me, Dad, and you didn't plan it, even if you want to, basically say, sorry, dude, I love you. How about you sit, look him in the eye, and then pet him? You have to be the one to give that command.
Adam, was this helpful? It sounds like you got to work on your behavior with your pooch.
Extremely. And here, just for some more information, he's very obedient. Like he'll sit, he'll paw, lie down.
Uh-huh.
He's very food motivated and he's very obedient.
But he's getting a treat when you do it. So
Yeah.
he's saying, I'm going to come over here. Dad's going to tell me to sit, that I'm going to get a treat.
All right, well, that's all the time we have for your problem, Adam. I hope it was helpful. It sounds like it's a mix of dog problem and owner problem.
Yeah, but they love each other very, very much. He's going to improve very, very quickly. Reach out to me. We're going to talk more off air.
Thank you.
We're leaving today and entering a world of Mickey Mouse waving, princess meeting and greeting, lightsaber clashing, the Twilight Zone Tower of Terror dropping, Banshee flying, Space Mountain launching, galaxy rewinding. What's the point then with galaxy rewinding? Fireworks igniting. World of other worlds. For whatever you love. Infinite worlds await at the most magical place on Earth. Walt Disney World Resort.
I've always heard getting a pet is great for your kids, especially their mental health. But according to a new research paper, maybe not, which is so surprising to me. It is Vet Talk. It is Pet Talk. We are joined by Dr. Cliff Redford to zoom into this one. Cliff, welcome in. I thought Dogs for Kids was a good thing.
This was a tough journal article study to read because, yeah, it's and I'll say there is a little bit of a surprise ending that we'll get to at the end. But yeah, normally we've talked about having pets in a household while your child is growing up, you know, the first 5 years, let's say. It really improves their emotional regulation, you know, like they understand how to control their anxiety and their joy and how all these different feelings affect them. It gives them sense of responsibility, lessons in empathy, moral standards. It can be a catalyst for other relationships. So maybe you don't have anything in common with your brother who's 10 years older than you, but you can have the pet. That pet can be the middle person or the middle animal, the middle relationship between, so it can bring people together, improves social behavior, and even builds a children's ability to communicate because they can learn how to communicate non-verbally as well as verbally, right? And that's important. And it's a comfort object. However, this study, which I think was done in Spain, basically looked at families with children from like infants all the way up to 6-ish, 7 years old, thousands of families, and they looked at all animals. Dogs, cats, birds, hamsters, turtles,
Fish?
goldfish,
Ooh,
everything.
Goldfish. They're very emotionally supportive, those goldfish.
Very, very. They're great listeners. Great listeners. And they basically, you know, they recognized that half of the households, 52% of the households had pets and the other 52% didn't. And they basically did different questionnaires with the family members, therapists with the children, et cetera, et cetera. And they found overall, out of those 52% of the families that had pets, the children actually didn't have better mental health scores. In fact, their mental health scores were reduced.
Ooh, dun, dun,
What?
dun.
Now, then they broke it up into species. And this is where it gets interesting. Anyone who listens to your show regularly, David, knows that you are a cat lover and I am more of a dog lover.
I love one single cat, but yes, keep going.
That's true. That's what a lot of people.
I like other cats the same amount as you do.
Oh,
Probably less.
probably not. Probably less.
Yeah.
But they found, and it's because of the independence of cats, that families with cats only, these scores were noticeably reduced. And they think it's because cats aren't as social as dogs are, especially with children, especially with young kids who, you know, they got peanut butter smeared on their face and they got sticky fingers and they don't quite know how to pet, and they sort of half hit and pet and they're a little rough with the cat. So the cat's like, forget this, I'm taking off. I don't have anything to do with this kid. And that may develop some anxiety.
Mm.
The other things that they sort of surmised, and of course they got to do more studies now, so that means more grants to do this research, but they felt that because everyone knows cats are more independent and easier to take care of, perhaps the families that got cats did so when they already had challenges in their family regarding maybe mental health or just stress, and people are working a lot. So there might have been some other factors that attracted them to having a cat.
Like the family's worried about the kid's mental health, so they get a pet to try to help. It doesn't help, but it doesn't make it worse. But then if you look at that household, the kid has reduced mental health outcomes.
Exactly. And the thing is if the child has some mental health issues, or the family is, double income, double working parents, so they're not around as much, and that can definitely affect a child's mental health, and they want a pet, they're not going to go and get a dog that's going to require a lot more work. So they did find, when they broke it down, they did find that families with dogs had no change, no positive, no negative. Families with goldfish
hugely increased. That is the best thing you can do, because goldfish are great listeners.
They did have an increased.
Really? I was just making that up.
No, they absolutely did. And it was I think they again surmised that the goldfish is easy to take care of, so the child can really be involved with taking care of that goldfish, and there's never any fear of sort of, aggression, especially you listen to the last segment. There's never sort of, I don't want to go out and walk my dog. It's cold out. I mean, it's not cold in Spain, is it? I guess it is sometimes. But the chores are very easy. I just got to feed them. I got to watch them eat the food. I got to talk to them every once in a while, so this is easy.
And then mom cleans the tank every now and again. No, I never had to clean my own fish tank.
Yeah. Now, the surprise thing, though, the surprise ending was they also surmised, back to cats, that cats have a parasite called toxoplasmosis.
I know. Toxo. It infects humans' brains, and it can change your behavior. It's a wild thing.
It can cause schizophrenia and bipolar disorder. It's where potentially the term crazy cat lady came from, is these single women who have a lot of cats. They probably have toxoplasmosis, and it can cause some mental instability. I don't know. I'm not a therapist. Arguably, I'm not even a doctor, depending on who you ask. But basically, dogs are better for kids than cats are, but nothing beats the goldfish.
This toxoplasmosis, I know it's a parasite. I always call it a fungus. It's meant to infect mice, and that makes the mice attracted to the cat's pee. But by the way they do that is by altering the mice's brain. Because the parasite needs a mouse and a cat to thrive and reproduce.
Yeah, the mouse is the intermediate host.
Yeah, I never understood how that 3-host intermediate, but whatever. The mice, but so as a little quirk, because a mouse is a mammal and it's close to us. A mouse is a mammal, right? Okay, good. I'm just trying to not sound like an idiot, even though I am one. Because a mouse is a mammal, and this thing is sort of evolutionarily figured out how to hijack a mouse's brain, it just so happens to be able to affect us. And it's not really well understood how it affects our brain, but we know that some minor behavior changes happen. Certain mental health conditions are more likely if you get it. And some huge number of the population has it. I think for whatever reason, Brazil, it's a third of people. Every country, it's a different proportion. But a high number of cat owners has it. I'm too scared to get my cat tested because I don't want to know if I have it.
It is not really a problem in the northern U.S. or Canada. They did the Mother Risk group, which checks risks for moms, because toxoplasmosis can also cause abortions. They did a study in Ontario here where they checked men and women working miscarriages. Men and women working in the veterinarian field, and none of us, thousands, none of us had antibodies against toxo. So they realized it's the warmer environments is much more of a problem. But the South U.S., it is a concern. But it's not unusual for these parasites, viruses, bacteria, worms, to change behavior. Rabies does it. Rabies makes the dog not afraid of people and more likely to bite, more aggressive. And that is so it can spread the virus.
It's crazy. These little molecule parasites things have evolved to hijack mammal brains and slightly alter their behavior. There is a fungus called cordyceps that like infects ants, and then it causes ants to want to climb high so that when the ant dies, the cordyceps can shoot out of the body. It's so, I mean, there's not a lot of, at least that we know of, parasites that can hijack our brains. Toxoplasmosis is one of them. But it's crazy that that can happen, that like these things have adapted to tweak brain behavior.
Yeah, and I mean, like the ant colony recognizes when the ant is infected with this mushroom growing out of its brain, and they will pick up the ant and get it as far away as possible, knowing that, hey, you're dangerous to us. So we got to be more like ants, I guess.
Cliff Redford is here. Cliff, thank you so much for joining me.
My pleasure.
Monster Energy. Everybody knows White Monster Zero Ultra. That's the OG. It kicked off this whole zero sugar energy drink thing. But Ultra is a whole lineup now. You've got Strawberry Dreams, Blue Hawaiian, Sunrise, and Vice Guava. And they all bring the Monster Energy punch. So if you've been living in the white can, branch out. Ultra's got a flavor for every vibe. And every single one is zero sugar. Tap the banner to learn more.